Now, sine, keep it as sine. Secant, it is 1 over cosine. Now, and also we know that sine times cosine is equal to tan. So, sine over cosine is equal to tan theta, which is I want to verify. Number 2, cosecant over secant. I want to prove that it is cotan. Cosecant, it is 1 over sine theta. And secant, it is 1 over cosine theta. Now, we know that if we have 1 over A over 1 over B, it is equal to B over A. So 1 over sine as a numerator and 1 over cosine is the denominator. So the answer will be cosine theta over sine theta. Now, cosine over sine from here. It is what? It is equal to cotan theta, which is I want to verify. Number 8 now in the practice and problem solving exercises, page 900. Sine times cotan equal cosine. Sine, keep it as sine. Now, cotan. Cotan, it is 1 over tan. And also, it is cosine over sine. Then, sine cancel cosine. So the answer is cotan theta, which is I want to verify. Number 11. Cosine times secant is equal, cosine theta times secant theta is equal to 1. Keep cosine as it is times secant. Secant, it is 1 over cosine using this identity. I'm talking here. So, secant cosine cancel cosine, which is equal 1. Number 12, tan theta times cotan theta equal 1. Now, going to this one and this one from here. Now, tan is sine theta over cosine theta. And cotan is cosine theta over sine theta. Then cosine cancel cosine, sine cancel sine, which is 1. Now we want to improve that sine square. Half sine square of theta plus cosine square of theta is equal 1. I want to improve now this identity. Now going back to the unit circle that we discussed before. If you have this unit circle and if we have x is x and y coordinates. Okay, for this one now, I told you before that the sine theta is the y coordinates and the cosine theta is the x coordinates. Okay, now if you remember now before the equation of a circle that we discussed in chapter 10, we said that the equation of a circle is x squared plus y squared equal the radius squared. Okay, what is the radius of this unit circle? It is a unit circle. I told you that we call it a unit because its radius is 1. So 1 square. So x squared plus y squared is equal to 1 square. So from here also, since the sine square is y square and the x square is cosine square, and using the equation of circle which is equal 1, so because of that, sine square plus cosine square equal 1. Now, I want now to verify the Pythagorean identities, which is 1 plus tan squared of theta equal secant squared of theta. 1 plus tan squared is equal to secant squared, and 1 plus cotan squared is equal to secant squared. Now, 1 plus tan squared, or tan, is equal to sine over cosine. Squared. It is 1 plus. I can simplify it as it is sine squared theta over cosine squared of theta. Then, I want now to find the like denominators. So the one here, I can write it as, since the denominator down is cosine, so it will be cosine squared of theta over cosine squared of theta. Plus sine squared over cosine squared. Now, after that, cosine squared over sine squared, cosine squared plus sine squared, sorry, over cosine squared. Now, from here, sine squared plus cosine squared equal 1 over cosine squared of theta. Then 1 over cosine is what? A secant. So 1 over cosine squared is secant squared. So this is the first Pythagorean identities, that 1 plus tan squared of theta equal secant squared of theta. The second one now. 1 plus cosine squared is cosecant, sorry. Now, 1 plus cotan squared is equal to cosecant squared. 1 plus cotan is cosine over sine squared, because I'm talking about cotan squared. So it is 1 over, sorry, 1 plus cosine squared of theta over sine squared of theta. Find the like denominators. 1, I can write 1 as cosine squared of theta over sine squared of theta. Plus cosine squared of theta over Now, sine plus cosine is 1 over sine squared of theta. Then 1 over sine. From here, we know that 1 over sine is cosecant, so it is cosecant. But 1 over sine squared is cosecant squared of theta. This is now the second basic Pythagorean identities, that 1 plus cosine squared is equal cosecant squared. And the third one, which I said here, sine squared plus cosine squared equal 1. Now, inshallah, tomorrow we will know how can I verify some complicated, we can say, or some another identities using this. Cosecant is 1 over sine, sine is 1 over cosecant, secant is 1 over cosine, cosine is 1 over secant, tan is 1 over cotan, cotan is 1 over tan, tan is sine over cosine, cotan is cosine over sine, secant squared plus cosecant squared is equal 1, 1 plus tan squared is equal secant squared, and 1 plus cotan squared is equal cosecant squared. Thank you for listening.